Welcome to Heidi Relationships. Today, we'll read some more stories from Reddit. But before we start, I would really appreciate if you could subscribe to the channel, like the video if you enjoyed it, and maybe leave a comment down below. That would help the channel a lot. Thank you very much in advance.
Before we start, please check out the last 3 videos, Part 1, 2 and 3, if you have not seen them. They are linked in the description. In terms of abbreviations, AP in PAS stands for Affair Partner, IC means Individual Counseling, SL means Shark Lawyer, Colorado as Corrections Officer. The first one is titled, Finally Went to Jail. Okay, yes, there is justice or karma in the world. PAS is in jail, or will be soon if he's not already. I will start at the beginning. As you know, AP number 2 has been working for me for a few weeks, been doing great and fits right in here. Monday she brought me a Starbucks to say thanks for giving her a job, etc. I told her she earned the job, and she was probably overqualified for what she was doing for us. We talked for a while about how she is doing, etc. More on that later. Then she asked if it would be okay if she was gone for a few hours tomorrow, Tuesday. She had a hearing with SL about her child support. I told her of course. Tuesday around noon she said she was leaving. She came back afterwards beaming and explained what happened and why she was so happy. First, PAS didn't show up. Judge asked his attorney where he was and he said he didn't know. I told him he needed to be here. Judge was not happy. Asked if everyone present were ready to proceed, so he did. Stated in legal terms that they were on the record in the matter of X versus Y, more legal stuff, and judge asked if PAS attorney had phone number for him. Ask SL if she had any objections to calling PAS and using that in place of him actually taking time to show up. SL said that would be fine. Made sure everyone was in position to hear the speakerphone and made the call. PAS answered. Judge asked if it was him and then identified himself as Judge Wapner. Sorry, couldn't resist. And they were on speakerphone and on the record in the matter of X versus Y. Asked why PAS wasn't there and PAS said his attorney told him he didn't need to be. Judge told him that it's not a good idea to lie directly to a judge. Even though this isn't sworn testimony, not a good start. Your attorney has said he advised you to be here, and I believe him. After that asked PAS questions for 10 to 15 minutes. Why was he behind on child support? Has he gotten a job? Where is he living, etc. Asked SL if she had anything else she needed from PAS. She didn't, and he asked PAS if he was okay with his attorney representing him from that point without him being on the phone. Said he was, and judge ended the phone call. Asked PAS attorney if he had anything to add. He made a show of trying to say he was presently unemployed, etc. The judge responded that he's further behind, that he's been out of work. SL then got her turn and she went to work. AP number 2 said it was brilliant and made it look like she really got shafted first time around. Judge said he would look at everything and issue his ruling shortly. 30 minutes later we all back in front of the judge. In a bunch of legal speak he sided with AP number 2, and she got more child support and PAS will have to make up the difference in what she was shorted from the beginning. Asked PAS attorney if he wanted to file a motion to appeal the ruling, and he told the judge that will be up to PAS new attorney. After this hearing he will no longer be representing PAS. Judge then said he would have a county sheriff deliver all legal documents from the hearing to PAS at the extended stay hotel where he is residing. Also, due to the fact that he was more than 6 months behind in child support, he was issuing an arrest warrant for PAS and would have PAS taken into custody when sheriff delivered the documents. AP number 2 was grinning from ear to ear as she gave me the details. Of course, I was too listening to them. As far as AP number 2 knows, PAS spent the night in jail. I'm going to call SL today and see if there's anything else she can tell me. All I can say is he may finally get what he deserves. The next one is titled, Update N1. Hello, people have been asking for an update of my visit to see PAS in jail. My apologies for taking so long. It is my busy season. First, other betrayed spouse and AP number 2 are both doing very well. I will try and post an update on them later. This happened on May 12th. I called other betrayed spouse and told her about Pos being in jail and asked if she wanted to join me. Picked her up and we went to see him. I'd say he was shocked and surprised to see us. He wanted to turn and leave but couldn't. We were escorted in by a corrections officer, CO, who explained the rules to us. We were allowed 30 minutes but had to stay minimum of 10. So, Colorado reminded him of that and told him he had to sit there. He asked why we were there. Other betrayed spouse said she was worried about him being a concerned spouse. Pos looked at her and said, "Really?" She broke out laughing and said, "Hell no." I started laughing and said, "You really can't be that stupid, can you? She cares more about what she leaves in the toilet than you." By now CO is paying attention because we are laughing so aloud. Other betrayed spouse and I both hold up his booking photo and ask if he's seen it. "Pretty good likeness," I said. "But you should have asked the guy taking the picture to get your best feature. He looks like he doesn't understand. Your best feature, you know, you tiny little dick," holding up my fingers. Other betrayed spouse says, "Oh yay, I can attest to that." We're both laughing again. He tried to get smart with me and said, "You know your wife liked it." "Not really," I said. "She's told me the only good thing about you blackmailing her to have sex was that you never, ever lasted more than a minute." Other betrayed spouse starts laughing and says, "Isn't that the truth? Good thing I had my toys when I was married to you." We have CO laughing. I think he's figured out why we're here. I ask him what he's going to do while he's here. I don't guess there is not much need for an IT manager that has to blackmail women into sleeping with him. He tried and got serious and asked other betrayed spouse to do him a favor. I chuckled and said seriously, "Why would she do anything for you?" She said, "No, it's okay." "What is it?" "Please don't tell the kids where I am." She laughed and said, "Too late." When he, looking at me, called and asked if I wanted to join him, that was my next call. I almost, well not really, felt sorry for him. He just slumped down. I think that his kids realizing he was in jail hit him hard. He asked other betrayed spouse, "Why would you do that?" Her response, "I wanted them to know that their biological father, never really been a dad, in addition to being a serial cheater, a sexual abuser, a man that blackmails women into having sex, besides all that we can add jailbird to that resume. You are so pathetic you can't even be bothered to support the woman who had your child due to your cheating. If I could find every woman you've used for your jollies, every family member you've hurt and have them visit you here to rub you face in it." I had nothing to add, so we sat in silence for a minute. I could have just left it at that, but I couldn't resist piling on. I told him he looked good in his jumpsuit. "Those are the same colors as Burger King. You should practice saying you want fries with that. If that doesn't work out, you could always have a long and prosperous career teaching typewriter maintenance at the Rocco Club School for Women." That got a chuckle out of CO. CO looks at me and says, "You're no Tom Cruise." I said, "There's another line from that movie that fits here. You can't handle the truth." "Well, you can't. Truth is you are a slimy, fat, short, balding, little-dicked excuse for a man that had to hurt people to get your rocks off. If you had any conscience at all, the number of people you've hurt, the lives and families you've ruined would really bother you. The saddest part is you somehow found a beautiful woman that loved you. Despite your shortcomings, had 3 kids that loved you too. But you threw it all away on some ego-driven power trip because you were always the last kid picked for the team and never fit in. That was it." I was out of ammo. Other betrayed spouse looked at the CO and gave a little nod, and he came and took him away. He came back and escorted us out. Not much was said on the ride home. We talked for a few minutes before she got out. She is happy to be working again. Her kids are doing better. They go to a family therapist once a week. Youngest on Zoom since she is away at school. She was happy to hear that RS and I are doing well and that it looks like things are going to be okay for us. She gave me a hug and thanked me for calling her to come along. That was in the beginning of May. Pretty sure he is out by now. The next one is titled, "Caught Wife Cheating Day Before Anniversary." Update. 2 quick examples of why we choose to stay and fight for reconciliation. A good friend here on Reddit told me weeks ago that he hopes that RS and I are still together into our 80s. A few weeks ago I went to Great Clips for a haircut. There was an elderly gentleman sitting by himself waiting and an elderly woman getting her hair done. While I was getting my haircut, she was finished, and he came and helped her. She had difficulty walking, he helped her. She asked why she was there. He told her to get her hair done, she wanted to go back and have it done. He calmly told her it was done already. It went like that for the next 5 minutes until they left. Her saying she didn't have any dollar to pay, him saying it was okay. Asking when they would get to see the doctor. He doted over her, his devotion obvious. When they had left, the woman cutting my hair told me they are in their mid-80s, married over 60 years. He cares for her by himself in their home. Next, for a while now the Saturday before Father's Day has been a day my company takes off. Sort of a break mid-busy season. I reserve a pavilion at a park and have a cookout for employees and their families. Snow season bonuses are handed out. From the guys that shovel sidewalks to guys that drive front-end loaders, everyone gets something. In past years RS and I would do all the cooking, serving etc. Of course, earlier this year, that happening again was in doubt. I am glad we are at a point where we able to do it this year. AP number 2 was there, looking like she worked with everyone for years. She helped grill burgers for everyone. Just a couple of good stories for a change. Big day coming up Friday. The next one is titled, Caught Wife Cheating Day Before Anniversary. Update. Yesterday after a good IC session I received a really big surprise when I got back to work. I'll start at the beginning. Thursday last week after MC, RS and I decided to grab an early dinner, late lunch. Place we decided to go to took us past our local Harley dealer. We had time to kill so I pulled in. Long story short, I really liked a Road Glide Limited they had. Took it for a test ride, both of us. Told the salesman I liked it and we would talk about it over dinner. So, we did, and I told her it was a great bike etc. But we had too much else going on, maybe next summer. Well, unbeknownst to me RS went back on Friday and put a down payment on it. Told salesman she'd be back Monday with cashier's check for the rest if he could deliver it to my office Tuesday afternoon. I'm pulling in after IC to see him rolling it off a trailer. I walked up and said WTF is going on. He told me the story and handed me all the paperwork and spent half hour going over all the cool features of the bike, most of which I knew. By now everyone from the office is outside gawking at it. I called RS and asked what the hell did she do. Told her to be ready, I'd be right over. Turns out that she received her portion, after SL took her percentage, of the settlement in lawsuit against former employer. She was going to tell me over dinner but decided to wait until she did this instead. We spent the rest of the afternoon riding out in the countryside and stopping for a bite to eat. The next one is titled, Caught Wife Cheating Day Before Anniversary. Update. Caught wife cheating day before anniversary. Update. People have been asking about RS, our children and myself. D-Day was 23 weeks ago, seems as good a time as any. All previous posts are on my profile page. If you have any questions, just ask. Kids are doing great. Son and Dill are in the process of buying their first house. Daughter busy planning the wedding, RS is involved. She received a call yesterday offering her first teaching position. She's exciting to get her career started. RS finished her second triathlon last weekend. Kids showed up to cheer and we all spent the holiday weekend at our cabin. RS and I are moving slowly towards reconciliation. We both realize this is a lifelong process and will need to continue working on it as long as we are together. The new house is experiencing some delays, some materials are hard to get. When it's finished we will be moving back in together. In the meantime, we are both still in MC and our own IC. We are spending more time together and I spend some nights at her apartment. I cannot say thank you for all the advice and support enough. It is more helpful than people realize. For those that want to rip me and call me spineless or a pussy, have at it. I have broad shoulders and can take it. But understand this. This whole process has been the single most difficult thing in my life. It has taken more strength and courage to walk this path than anything I have ever done. In the end, many more things were revealed that would not have come out had I taken the quick divorce route. When I was still undecided about divorce or reconciliation, I had an honest conversation with myself about the pros and cons of each, trying to take the hurt I was feeling out of it. On the divorce side, I kept coming back to all I would be left with was hurt, anger and bitterness about how my marriage ended. Would I meet someone else to take that away? Maybe, maybe not. On the reconciliation side was 29 great years, 26 married versus 1. Insert extreme adjective, mistake. Was she truly remorseful? Is she doing everything necessary to get me back? Can we make something new out of this mess she created? I've shared a lot of what has been going on, but I've held back at least 3 times as much. When I saw all the difficult and painful work RS was and is continuing to do, I told myself time to man up. Get off your ass and get in the game. Reconciliation takes both partners, and if BS isn't open to receiving it, how much work WS does won't matter. Yes, it is a risk. Everything in life is. One I'm willing to take because the rewards will be worth it. This is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed the relationship stories. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video and write a comment. I really appreciate your support and it helps my channel so much. Thank you.